Do you advise somebody that is struggling to feed himself to take on the skill of forex trading? Because I understand if you are in survival mode, the way losses will hit you cannot be
Yes.
compared to somebody that already have businesses running that is just taking profit from his business to put into the forex trading market. So who is the best person to learn this forex trading? Do you advise someone to first of all get something that is paying him, that is feeding him before he take on the skill? Do you suggest it to maybe a student in the university that does not have much support? Like, what is your take on that?
Okay.
Welcome to Nelzimo Media Podcast. In this podcast session, I'm going to interview someone popularly known as Honorsky Forest. So in this particular video, I'm going to be asking him questions about forex trading. So if you are someone that has interest or that want to learn about forex trading and you want to get a little bit of knowledge on what to consider, whether forex trading is for someone like you and every other thing, I will advise that you stick around in this video. So let's get into the video. Mr. Man, can I meet you, sir?
All right. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm honored to have you here. So my name is Onoja Emmanuel. Like you all know, who know me as Honorsky Forex.
Okay.
So I'm the CEO of Honorsky Forex Academy. Been trading for over five years now, and basically I've been trading both the normal forex market and synthetic collective.
Okay, thank you for that introduction. For me, I have a basic knowledge about forex trading. So, and I believe most people watching us may not have as much as I do. So, I want to ask you certain question about forex trading. So, I would like to start with one question, which is, do you regret learning forex?
I never regret learning, but someone has asked me this question before that if you had to choose any other thing to do,
And
if you had to start all over again, like which other skill would you want to choose? I
yes,
told the person forex
okay,
because forex give you that comfort to live to your full potential, and there is nothing that can beat freedom.
yes.
So whatever you are doing in life and you are able to attain some certain level of freedom, you are already ahead of a lot of people. So and forex is that thing that gives you both the comfort of what money can buy and also the comfort of your time because you are working less and you are still
Anymore.
exactly.
And enjoying life too.
Of
So,
course.
okay, because you said you cannot regret taking on the skill of forex trading, that makes our topic of discussion today very interesting. So, right now, we are going to start officially. My first question is, can you give us a story of your forex trading journey? Like, at what point did you get started? The major challenges that you faced. So give us a brief story of how you get started up to this moment.
Okay. I started the whole journey in 2021. So back in the days in school, when I gained admission in 2018, the only thing I had in mind was just read and graduate with
And
good
become
grades.
an
Of course,
engineer.
I become an engineer.
Engineer or not?
Honestly, so I was just there trying to chase GP and all that. But
Okay.
sometimes life have a way of testing your faith, and as life brings some challenges to you, you begin to question some certain things. And as a man, one of the things that I know that human being is part of human characteristic is adaptation. Like they always want to adapt to situation and try to find a way around any problem. So in 2018, my dad had some issue which kind of cost us a lot of situations around our house. Like the money that we were getting for upkeep in school and all
Yes.
that, everything shuts down to
Okay.
the point that they're even calling me to see if they can get
Support
help from
school.
me.
Okay.
And I went to school, I did not learn any handwork. I don't know anything that can fetch me money because I have the confidence that my father is going to take care of me and all that. So when the situation comes in, I started like thinking of how do I do something to fetch me money. So many of our colleagues in school, some of them were into programming and all that. And Honestly, I'm not that.
You know,
I don't have that
programming
mental
can make you go crazy.
honestly, I don't
So
have that mental capacity to do that programming, IT programming. I will not be able to do it.
I
So
understand.
this special day we were preparing for exam, and we went to one of our colleagues' house, Kelechi.
Okay, yes.
Hey, I'm sure you know him.
Yes,
So we went
yes.
to Kelechi's house to read for one course like that.
Mm.
And the guy just made a statement while we were all reading that you know that there are millions of naira at the tip of our fingers, but many still don't know about it.
Okay.
So we are curious, like, why will you make that type of statement and what do you mean by that? So we are asking him and he doesn't want to talk about it. He was like, let's just keep reading, we have exam tomorrow.
Okay.
So everybody left. So me, very early in the morning the next day, I have to rush to his place because I have the hunger to like get
Really know
something.
this
Yes,
thing that he was talking about.
yes, because I already have that intention of I need to start something doing to get money for myself and start helping my family and all that. So I
Okay.
went to his home early in the morning, I think around 5 a.m. before the exam starts. So I asked him like, you said something like this yesterday, and I'm curious. I want to know why did you make this statement, or what's your reason behind the statement? So he
Okay.
told me that that night that we were all reading,
Yes.
I think it was about an hour that he made over $350
From
and
trading
from
is
trading.
okay.
And I was like, you made over $350 and everybody is in your house. Like, how is
Laughing,
that
laughing with you,
laughing
thinking
with
that you
you?
are with us.
Trying to formulas and all that. And are here making that kind of money.
Uh,
That money is almost close to what some professors are
yeah,
already
yes,
getting in
yes,
the
yes.
university. So I was like, are you kidding me? And he showed me and I was like, what is this? He said it's trading. He said Forex. So I was like, Forex? How am I going to go about it? Say if this thing you make this money, I asked him to do you like you can use this money to buy something.
Can you withdraw
Can
it?
you withdraw exactly? So he showed me everything and I was like, you know what? I need to try this game out. So I pleaded with him that can you teach me? He said that is the problem that he cannot teach me, but if I can get someone to teach me,
See, yeah.
he's going to help me along with. So that was just how
You get
I
started.
get started. To the funny part of it is I went online to start making research. I don't even know the spelling of the forest
Yes,
that I
sir.
was thinking it's just push. So I went to type forest, like normal forest.
That is to show how naive you were
Exactly.
in the
So
industry.
to tell you that I actually started from the
Okay,
lowest.
okay,
So fast forward, I started the whole journey and I started paying for mentorship. I paid like 3 people along the line and that was just how I started growing
growing.
gradually. Of course, one of the
Mm.
major challenge I have was fun because there is a place of knowledge and there is a place of you having capital to
A
start
fund,
trading.
yes, yes.
But the most important thing is I was not thinking about the money aspect. I was just going for the knowledge first.
Learning.
Because if I have been thinking about the money, I wouldn't have started because I don't have the money to say I want to fund my account. But what I was doing is focusing on knowing these things. And from that point, people who see what I was doing, they were willing to like, oh, you know what, you can send this signal to me or help me trade. I have this account if you can trade it.
Mm.
So with that, I was able to like build my own small
Small.
capital. Then it was not much, $50, $10, $20, but I
But
was
today we do thousands.
of course
We
that's
do
just
thousands today. So
that's how the journey goes.
I'm very much excited with that story. But I would like to ask you, is Forex a get rich quick scheme? And also for someone that wants to get started today, what roadmap what playbook do you advise him to follow? Because in Nigeria, we all believe that when somebody is saying get a mentor for this career, we will always think that the person advising us to get a mentor maybe that is telling us to come and subscribe to his mentorship. He's just trying to make money off it. And you know me, I've executed some trade and I know the reality, how much you
Yes.
can blow within minutes.
Exactly.
So overall, what is your advice? Do you believe Forex is a get rich quick scheme? Do you believe Forex is a gambling as some people used to say when they don't trade profitably? And do you believe the safest way to do it is to get a mentor? Or independent research. So I would like to hear from you about that.
Okay. The idea about trading, trading is when you hear the story of trade, everybody will like love to have a taste of what it is because of the potentials that are there,
Yes.
and that is where a lot of persons miss the road.
Okay.
Trading is not a get rich quick scheme. Like it's something that it's a process. You go to school to become an engineer, and of course, you know how many years we spent
Spend
trying
the
to study
yes,
and
yes.
so many other things and all that. So
Okay.
trading is something that should be seen from that perspective. Trading is something that you have to take your time to learn, like follow the due process.
Okay.
And of course, the reason why anybody is going into trading is to make money, right?
Yes.
But when
Yes.
you are starting, your motivation should just be, how do I know this thing? Like, how do I make sure that this thing will work? Because this is something that have the potential to sort your financial problem for the rest of your life.
Life. Yes.
So few years of your life dedicating to this game is it's worth it, in my own opinion. So
Yes.
instead of coming in with the mindset of let me do it in 1 week and start making money, no, understand that this thing will keep paying you and your generation. So take your time to learn. It's something that you have to like calm yourself, learn, and then practice. As you are practicing, you are gaining experience, because without acting or taking action, there will be no experience. So experience is just a product of an action.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and the idea of people you know criticizing mentorship
Yes.
is something that I don't agree with. I understand that there are some persons that paint themselves as mentor, and they don't render the service that people are paying for.
Yes.
I'm not supporting that, but the idea of mentorship is something that everybody knows, everybody needs at
Yes.
any stage of your life,
Yes.
because whatever you want to do today or whatever you want to become, someone is already there.
Yes.
So it will be okay for you to allow someone hold your hand and tell you that this is the path to follow. And the idea of mentorship is, why these people were in their journey, they would have made some mistakes, and you are coming into this system for the first time. You will need them to like show you that, okay, when I follow this path, this is the outcome of it. So you don't have to do this thing again. You can skip this level and then go to this one. This one is not needed in your
Yes.
journey and all that. So mentorship it goes beyond just how much you want to pay. And the first person I paid money to didn't really teach me anything. He only gave me just one PDF.
Okay.
That was just the only thing. And it was stressing that I was leaving my place to go to his house. And sometimes if I go there, I'll have to sleep on the floor to wait for him to finish whatever he was doing till he's done before he can respond to me.
Okay.
So with all of that, I'm not regretting, and I cannot come out tomorrow to say that the person scammed me,
Yes.
because it was through that person that was still able to meet another person that,
Person.
yes.
Yeah.
And it's just a link. And the way I believe that God works in a mysterious way. So
Yes.
if the goal is to meet Mr. C, and I cannot have the direct contact with Mr. C, if Mr. C is the person that have what I am looking for,
Yes.
God will not mind to pass you through Mr. A, so that you can get to Mr. B,
B.
and Mr. B will finally take you to that
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
C.
Yes.
So sometimes some persons may pay one mentor once, and maybe the
You
person
know,
did not,
deliver.
yes, and then they conclude that
Mm.
mentorship is a scam and all that. No, you just have to, when you have tasted a bad food and you see a good one, you'll be able to appreciate it more.
Yes. Yes.
So sometimes God will allow you to pass through some process,
Mm.
and then when you meet the right one, you can say that, yes, thank God I did not give up.
Yes.
But the problem is many people give up too quick, maybe
Okay.
because of one bad experience they have and all that. So that is just it. So the idea of mentorship is very important to everybody. If you are
Okay.
coming into trading, doing it on your own, it's not like you cannot succeed on your own, but the time it will take matters, and you would have made a lot of mistakes along the line, blow so many accounts that you would have avoided.
Okay.
So that is just it.
Okay. Thank you for that very nice explanation. So, to add to that, I think the major challenges that people face when they subscribe for mentorship is that sometimes it comes from the end of the mentee, sometimes it comes from the end of the mentor. Because without passion, you
Yes.
cannot achieve certain success in any field. So I believe that if you have that passion, work will be easier for your mentor.
Yes.
But if you
Yes.
are sold the idea that trading is a get-rich-quick scheme, and maybe you are paying your mentor to just show you one thing that he's
All
doing,
magic.
And once you click there, dollar will be rolling up on you. So
Yes,
you are going to regret the payment.
definitely,
So
definitely.
thank you for that explanation.
Just to add to what you said, passion is something that will help you. See, your mentor is not a magician. He is only there to get, he's like your guardian. But you that have the passion, your passion should be stronger to the point that even if your mentor is not acting, like you are willing to move the hand of your mentor to act.
Yes.
So I want to myself as an example. When I met the person who now decided to teach me something that I started building on, there were points that I was replicating everything that he was doing, and I was on his DM 247 to the point that when I grew to a point where if he will ask me to do some analysis, we will do the same analysis, and he will find out that we are picking the same POIs.
Yeah.
So to tell you how much I was able to dedicate, this thing is not like he's giving me an assignment. It's something that I decided to do on my own because the passion was there. So when you talk about passion, that was why I was like, it is very, very important. Because if the passion was not there, I was not the only one that he mentored then. But
he testified to
yes,
your
exactly, to my commitment because the passion was there. So that is it.
So another question that I would like to ask is, forex trading is something that is a skill that is very costly. When I say costly, it means that it will not forgive you for making mistake.
Yes.
You will pay a very big, should I say, price for making certain mistake. And if you do it correctly, it's going to reward you as well.
Definitely.
So my question now is, in life, people pass through so many stages. Some people are struggling to eat. Some people may have established some cash flow. Maybe in Nigeria, we can say that anybody earning 500,000 every month he's really surviving. Some people have already started making millions monthly. So who do you think, do you advise somebody that is struggling to feed himself to take on the scale of forex trading? Because I understand if you're in survival mode, the way losses will hit you cannot be compared to somebody that already have businesses running, that is just taking profit from his business to put into the forex trading market. So who is the best person to learn this forex trading? Do you advise someone to first of all get something that is paying him, that is feeding him before he take on the skill? Do you suggest it to maybe a student in the university that does not have much support? What is your take on that?
Okay, let me start by saying that when a dream is big enough, the odd does not matter. So, and I want to use myself as an example again. When I started, I did not have money. In fact, when the first person that I met to teach me charged me $100, I don't have that kind of money because things were so bad. So what if you could remember, there was a period in school where I was acting more like an errand boy in the class. I was buying books for people, go to GS buying books. So during those times, I was trying to gather money to pay.
For that mentor, it was for that mentorship,
exactly.
Not
so
school related.
I'm sure I've not even told you this thing before.
He did not tell us.
I was running around like, if somebody wants to buy book, people are saying you know the whole story then. So that is to tell you that even when I knew that I have nothing to give me money, I have to create opportunity for myself. So sometimes you see, before you envy someone, you need to honestly know about this history behind what that person has passed through. So I will go to the GS, I will line up, do that because of what? Maybe 100 naira, 200, you know how the whole story was then. But with all of those things, I was able to gather small money. And when I came up with a reasonable amount of money, even though the money was not complete, I went to meet him and look, this is how far I've gone. That is to tell you that anybody at all that have this passion can do it. If you have the opportunity to have something doing before you want to start, it's great. It will solve so many problems for you. However, if you find yourself in a similar situation like me, whereby I don't have anything, but I just want to learn this thing by all means, you can still do it. It all depends on how much you want it, the zeal. Because once you set your mind on something, you will definitely do it. There's how our mind is channeled. Like if you decide to travel out from here to maybe US today, the first part of your body that will be there is your mind.
Yes.
Because your mind will start picturing what you want in that place. And as your mind is constantly thinking about it, even the nature will find a way to shift, support your cause.
For that to
for that thing to come to pass. So it depends on how much you want it. And that is why I start with the statement that when a dream is big enough, the odd does not matter. You can actually overcome anything.
So thank you for that reply. Another question that I would like to ask is, okay, somebody has that passion.
Okay.
He started doing an independent research. He got a mentor, started trading. Okay. At some point, became profitable. Okay. But, I'm an insider in the forex trading industry, even though I cannot parade myself as a forex mentor, but at least I know some of the things that happen within the industry. Okay. I've seen so many people, even after achieving certain success in the industry, they fall back. So I believe you have been on this game up to 5 years. So, and with your experience so far, what are the things anybody that has achieved certain level of success should try to avoid in order to not regret even testing the industry? Like, what are the precautions? What should you avoid? Do you need to do external investments? Should you be accepting money to trade for people? I've had someone that told me if you deposit 100,000, he's going to be paying you a certain amount of money monthly. What challenges can these things lead you to, and how do you advise anybody to try to avoid it?
You see, when you start this journey, there's one thing about human that is common to everybody. No matter who you are, there is always an atom of greed.
Okay.
And depending on how you act on it, it can be bad, it can be good. Everybody needs greed. Okay. Because people criticize it when you say you are greedy. It is to an extent that it becomes very, very bad. Because there is an incident in the Bible. Joshua fought a lot of battles and he was happy. And he felt like he looked around, he was like, wow, I've been winning. And God saw him and God was like, look at you. What have you done that you are this happy? There are more lands that you need to conquer and you are here celebrating the ones that... So there should always be a desire for more. Okay. Because there is no limit to what you can do.
Get, yes.
However, you need to learn to say no to certain situations. And because once you don't have control over it again, that greed now becomes a poison. And when you see people making a lot of promises that if you bring 200, you're not a money doubler. You have a system that you are following. But that is not an ideal situation. When we're in school, there's something they talk about, maybe, is it gas law or something? Mm-hmm. In an ideal, when they say something is ideal, yes. It's just an idea, like it does not occur in reality.
Yes.
So you don't have to make promise like you are the market maker. Okay. And that is why someone like me, you cannot come to me now and say, if I give you $200 or $1,000 today, can you give me $2,000? I'm not a money doubler. Do you understand? Yes. I'm just going to sit you down and tell you, look, this is how the business works.
Okay.
If you agree to how it works, fine, we can have a deal. I'm just going to be as realistic as anything. But we see people today coming into the system and just because of what they want to achieve. There is this, I came across a mentor online, and one of the things he said, I read it, but I think I was reading one, Charlie D. He said to be a good trader, you must think of how much you are risking than how much you want to make. Okay. But a lot of people are doing the opposite. People are curious about how much they want from the market without thinking about the possibility of the risk that they are taking. So how will you ask someone to give you $50,000 today that you want to give the person $200,000 tomorrow or next month or thereabout, without thinking that, okay, if this money go, what is the backup plan that I have? So I think people should avoid all those type of
Inflated
Yes,
promises.
exactly. Promise that you know this thing is unrealistic. Trading is a game of probability. And from what we know, probability is something that is not 100% certain.
Yes.
So how come are you now saying it like there is no atom of doubt in what you are doing? So you don't have to make those promises of I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. No, you should avoid that. If someone is coming, if you're an account manager or you've made some money, because the more money you make, the more money you want to make. And that is one thing about human nature.
Yeah,
the more you have, the more you want to have more. So if you think your problem is 1 million, just wait until you have 1 million.
1 million. You start looking at 1 billion.
You start looking at exactly. So that is it. So people should avoid those type of promise. And when you start making money from trading, regardless of the amount you are, so once you start testing some level of consistency in profit, the next thing is to start thinking of what else can I put this money into that have the capacity to bring something for me in return. And from any level, you can start from anything. Like you just have to think, like start thinking of where you can put that money. Like you need to have a backup plan. Because you cannot just be collecting money from the market and you are just spending. You should have something that money is going into.
Okay.
So in the case of Brazil, because every trader have bad time. So when those bad time comes, you can always fall back to those things. But when a trader does not have a backup plan, what you will see when the bad time comes is you see them looking for funds here and there, and that is where they now start making those promises. And human beings, they are always excited when they hear some certain things. Just like if you come online, you see people searching for strategy that does not fit. So those
where should I? How does a woman crash respect loss side? Stop loss.
Exactly. You see them searching for just funny things and all that. So those are the things that people can avoid.
I want to give you $100. Can you help me to turn it to $200 tomorrow? I want to ask again. In so many industries, trading is a place where you multiply your money. Of course, we call it investment because investment is you putting your money in something
with the hope
of multiplying it. I understand you have to learn the basics. For instance, how the market really work, like what is even moving the market. But at a certain level, you develop what is called strategy.
Yes.
I've watched so many people talk about how their strategy is making them money, this one, that if you subscribe to his mentorship, he will give you access to the strategy. Some of them will even create a trading bot with a strategy. So I would like to know, is there any factor in the market that maybe when updated can cause a strategy to stop working, or does the market movement really remain uncontrolled, unaffected? The same pattern that worked yesterday will continue working today. I don't know if you get my question and what you have to say.
So the thing is, when it comes to trading, there are some things that people need to understand. Like the last mentorship I did some time ago, one of the things I told them is there are things you can control and there are things you cannot control. Your aim as a trader is identify those things. Which one can I control? Which one can I not control? Your aim is to focus on the one that you can control. Okay. And just forget about those ones that you cannot control, because it will be a failure of you trying to put energy into something that no matter what you do, the outcome remain unknown to you. So when it comes to trading, it's important to understand that what is happening on the chart is just based on demand and supply.
Okay.
And demand and supply is just telling us how people are reacting to situations, how people are reacting to price. So there are millions of people in this world making decisions based on a particular belief system. So you need to know that the market rewards everybody. So when your system is working today, understand that someone else somewhere is failing in a system. So what you need to understand is your strategy will not work forever. That's why you hear this popular saying that no strategy is an holy grail.
Yeah.
Because it takes just one person decision somewhere in this world to allow your trade to hit your stop loss.
When they push against
Exactly, against your order.
Okay.
So you don't have to have the mindset that your strategy is going to work all the time. No, there are 4 stages in the market. We have the stage of ascension, declining, accumulation, and distribution. So during those 4 stages of the market will not always give you money. There are going to be a time where your strategy is going to fail, and that is when you see a trader saying that he's having losing streak. So it's something that is normal to every trader, and that is why I said focus on what you can avoid, like what you can control, and don't pay attention to things that you cannot control. It's like saying I want to trade but I don't want to lose at all.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense, because no matter what you do, you must have that taste of loss.
Okay.
So that is it. There is no strategy that work forever. Every strategies have a time when it fails. You can take 1, 2 trade, 4 trade, and you can lose them.
And you still did the same thing that
yes,
has been working.
Yes, and it's not like maybe you are just following a system. Okay. And it doesn't mean that you are like you don't know what you are doing again. It's just the system that is happening. And one thing is, the market is always right. You just have to understand that this is what you choose to do at this point. Okay. So that is just it.
So another question I would like to ask is, who do you call a successful trader? Like, I understand that for you to trade profitably, there are certain things that you need to know. You need to, like we explained in the beginning of the content, you said someone should try to learn, get a mentor that will guide him. So during the process, at what point do you call somebody that he now has the knowledge or is now a successful trader? Because I believe that you can have someone that knows what to do, like he has the knowledge already, that but capital is the limitation. Yes. So what do you use to quantify or to qualify a successful trader? Is it how much he's making from the market? Is it his win rate? That is, out of 100 trade, he won 80 or he won? Is it how much capital he's using to trade? Is it how he's mentoring people successfully? So what can you use to qualify a successful trader or somebody that has gotten the knowledge?
Okay, this is an important question, and is a lot of people are confused about this particular question that you're asking. The idea of success is something that I feel like everybody should define based on themselves.
Okay.
Success does not necessarily have a general, like a holistic definition that it has to be this way.
Yeah.
You as a person, you should tell what your success is, and me as a person, I should be able to define what being successful is to me. Okay. Your being successful could be that you cannot afford to buy cars. Now, if I tell you my being successful is maybe I can build houses, we may not be able to agree with each other. So, however, when it comes to trading, I don't really think that because someone is able to buy car means that the person is successful, or the other is not able to buy car means that person is not successful.
Okay.
Success is a track record. Like, it's not something that you just see. Like, you need to be able to, before you can say someone is successful, like pick like 5 years of that person's life, okay, or few years or few months of the person's life, and try to study what has happened in this track within this particular period of time. Okay. So you can say if this person is making progress or not. For instance, if you are trading and then you have been consistently making some certain amount of money, maybe a few years ago you are making $50, $100, then now you can consistently make $500, $1,000. You are successful in your own way.
Yes.
Someone else who is making $10K, $20,000 and other is successful in, like, it's just the success rate is just a different level.
Okay.
So that is just how I see it. And then people always say, because maybe you see someone who you have encounter with and this person knows what he's doing, but because the person will not be able to buy some certain things, material things. It's easy for people to like criticize this person, but there are always stories behind any situation, and that is why if you look at our teachers that are teaching us in school today, they may not be as successful as even the students. There are teachers that don't have what the students have.
Yes.
But does that mean that those teachers don't know what they are doing?
No.
Or they don't have knowledge in their field?
No.
So the knowledge will always be there. However, the decision you make with what you know matters.
Okay.
That means that I can teach you trading today and you can be more successful than me.
Financially. I may not even be able to mentor people.
You may not be able to mentor people the way I'm, but financially you can, because the kind of risks I'm taking, you may have stronger zeal to take higher risks than me.
Or even the resources.
Yes, the resources available to you may be different.
Yes.
So if I've already made money somewhere and I just need to like scale up, maybe I'm trading with $1,000 account and you have already you came for me to mentor you. I've taught you to a great extent where you can now trade on your own. I decided to start trading with maybe $10,000. I'm not expecting that me that have $1,000 account and you that have $10,000 account should have the same result. When we now have the knowledge, we now have the same knowledge. So availability of capital is also another thing. So there are so many variables, but I feel like people should not define success as just one pattern. Like
just the money coming out. It should not be the holistic
exactly.
Factor.
So that is just my own opinion on that.
So another question I would like to ask is, the way you guys portray trading is investment, but in real world, the real definition of investment is you committing money to something and hoping for it to return with a margin. So that is the definition of investment. You can do it in business, you can buy shares, you can invest on your own business, but it's what you guys do in forex trading by analyzing charts, putting a lot of factors together. I want to really know if tomorrow you want to go into real estate or you want to venture into another industry entirely different from forex trading, does those knowledge, can it help you to make a very profitable decision? Like tomorrow now, you want to invest into real estate. What can you make equivalent to stop loss?
Okay.
In the investment in the real estate market, is there any connecting dot? Because me, I believe that what you guys do on the chart, you know what loss is, you know what risk is, you know how to that you are targeting profit.
Yeah.
There is something that after studying the chart,
you want to
believe
that
this is what is going to happen. Because I hope this will happen, I'm going to bet for it to go this way, and I'm committing $10 as my stop loss. Then those knowledge, when you take it outside the forex market and go into other investment industry, is there any way you can connect the dots of this knowledge to other industries?
So you see, thank you for this question. See, trading is kind of spiritual. Like it goes beyond what happens on the chart. Trading can shape one's lifestyle and your thinking system. And the what trading will do for you if you want to go into other field or of investment. Because anything that you want to invest, you will still have to check for the risk.
Yes.
Right? Yes. You still have to check for the risk. So the thought pattern behind that, knowing what risk is all about and how to react to an outcome of a situation, trading will give you a heads up about it. And trading, whoever is trading, when you want to make financial decision, you always have to mind that the outcome can be positive and it can be negative.
Yes.
A good trader will prepare for the both of them so that those things does not throw them off balance. So even if I'm going into a real estate investment today, I may not know much about it. However, the monetary value that I'm going to put into that thing, I would have done my own calculation that, okay, this is what they said about this and this is the factor that I have. Okay, if I am putting this thing in, what is the outcome of this situation? So I'm going to check like what is going to be my risk to reward.
Yes. Even if you have a consultant in that field,
Exactly.
the question you are going to ask him is going to be summarized to, okay, what is the worst that can happen,
What
and
is
what can I lose if the worst
if the
happen,
worst happen?
and if the best happen, what is going to
What
be
will-
the reward?
so
Trading already gave you
give me
that.
that
Uh,
environment to
okay.
make those sound judgments. So
Okay.
whatever happens, I'm more on the safer side. It's
Okay.
different from someone who have never been in that experience.
Yes.
If anything, if it goes sideways, that person is going to have a very tough time coming out
Okay.
of it.
Okay.
But I don't think a good trader will have that problem because
Yes.
we would have done those analysis and understand that life is all about risk to reward. And in life, nothing is certain.
Okay.
So that is just it.
Thank you very much. The last question I want to ask is, do you accept people for mentorship? Do you accept fund management? And again, what is your social media handle for those that will want to follow you?
Okay. As I accept mentorship, I normally host a monthly mentorship and sometimes one-on-one mentorship depending on what the
Agreement.
years with the person.
Okay.
So as for my social media handle, I have Instagram,
Instagram,
YouTube,
YouTube,
Telegram, and
Facebook.
Facebook.
Okay.
So you can just visit me as at Onoskid FX on any of those social media, and you will find me there.
Okay, thank you very much for this insightful session with you. And
Thank
to
you.
my viewers, I believe this interview with Onoskid Forex, if you are looking to go into forex trading, you must have gotten the premise, basic knowledge, and what you should prepare for. So in case you have any other question, he's my very good friend, and I can always reach out to him. So you can ask any question in the comment section below. The one I cannot answer, I can always reach out to him to help
Of
me
course.
to answer you. So, and again, if you have anything you want to share with us, you can always reach out to us. You have our contact in the description of this video, depending on where you are watching from. So thank you very much for staying with us. We expect to see you in our next video.